Hello and welcome back to the NBA DFS Slate Breakdown for November 12th, Wednesday. We got a 12-game slate on FanDuel, 9 games on Draftkings. We're going to get into it. I'm your host, Tyler Wiemann, and come join us at LineStar, $39.99 per month. Gets you access to all we do, the props, the DFS. You get it all one low price for all the platforms we carry for all sports. So you get the mobile apps, the websites, you get it all for all sports. We also have a free trial if you've never tried us out before. Now let's dive in. Today, we got an interesting slate, a lot of injury stuff. Cleveland has everybody out. Mobley's out, Mitchell's out, Garland's out, Tyson's out. A ton of guys are out. Therefore, there's a ton of chalky Cleveland guys. Lonzo Ball is at the top of the list. Now, my issue here with Lonzo Ball is he hasn't played more than 26 minutes or 27 minutes in a game this season. So going high owned at 3,900 with the minutes cap, I don't love it. So I'm fine if you want to get some. He is a good fantasy point per minute producer, but it's going to be unlimited minutes. Other guys are going to get more share. Craig Porter, Merrill, and whatnot. So I would rather go those guys than Lonzo Ball. But if you want to go Lonzo, more power to you. James Harden, 9,200. He's in a good spot. No Kawhi Leonard, ton more usage. You're going to play him. Drew Holiday, man's been a beast all season long, and he's in a good spot versus the New Orleans Pelicans. So we don't need to go super in depth here, but 4-star alert score. Pelicans are a good matchup. I don't hate it. I'm going to have some Drew. Chris Dunn is an interesting pivot. The issue that I have with going Dunn as a pivot over some other guys, like say a Craig Porter or $3,800 Craig Porter or Sam Merrill, is he's a little capped. He's not going to get all the usage on his team. Craig Porter could get some additional usage. He's going to come off the bench. Or, there's a chance he starts, but he could play 28 minutes, and he is a better fantasy point per minute producer. 0.89 fantasy points per minute versus on Dunn, it's like 0.75. So that's my only thing with going Porter over Dunn. I think it's an interesting kind of pivot to make there. Men Thompson, fine to go there. Cade Cunningham is questionable and did miss shoot around today, so I would say he's very questionable. But if he plays, man's been on fire. He's in a great spot. Going a little too low owned. I think you can pay up for him today. Davion Mitchell at 5,600 is mid-price and interesting, as Cleveland, without all their stars, isn't as tough of a matchup, and we got a 4-star alert score. I think there's big time ceiling here, so I'm fine going some Davion, getting a little different, and you're still preying on that the missing Cleveland body. It's just doing it a little differently. Luka, 12.8K. You're going to be able to pay up for guys easily today. There's plenty of salary out there. And I think Luka's interesting because he's versus OKC, who are minus Lou Dort, minus Aaron Wiggins. And with that, I think you're killing two birds with one stone. If the Lakers stay in this game, which is a very tough matchup for Luka, number one overall versus point guard. But if the Lakers stay in, it's likely because Luka is having a giant game. And that means you can then bring in an OKC guy with your lineup. I would be playing an OKC guy with pretty much all of my Luka lineups. I think that, if he's getting there, you're getting bigger minutes from some of your OKC starters and say six men. And I think he becomes more interesting. And you're killing two birds with one stone, which then makes the math go in your favor of having a better lineup altogether. On to point guard on DraftKings, we got Porter, we got Ball, Suggs. I would rather Porter over Ball personally, and he's cheaper. And then Suggs at 4,700 is super interesting. He played 29 minutes the other day. If he's playing 28-ish minutes now, he's way underpriced, so you could do worse than going to him for sure. Shooting guard on FanDuel, we got Sam Merrill, 4,300. Look, he's been starting, and now we have no Mitchell or Garland. And I think he probably plays 30, 32 minutes. There's decent upside. While he's been 0.84 fantasy point per minute over the last 20, without those guys in, he gets giant boosts for his usage, and it's a good matchup. So I like the spot for Sam Merrill, 4,300. It's very interesting. Harden, we talked about Knuppel at 6,200. The man has been balling lately. He's in a good spot. 26 versus small forward. I'm all in. I'm fine to go. I shouldn't say I'm all in. I'm fine to going back to the well and staying in the flames with a guy that has been hot in a decent spot with no Giannis on the other side. Norm Powell at 6,500 versus Cleveland. Huge ceiling. He did it last time versus Cleveland. Now there's, they're minus some key pieces here. No Bam, no Tyler Hero. He's going to be asked to do a lot, and he can definitely beat this squad that he's going to be going against. Isaiah Joe, 4K. Without their missing some wing players here, I think Joe is interesting and can score the bucket, so he has some upside. Now, getting on over to shooting guard on DraftKings, we got Merrill, Knuppel, Ball. We talked about them all. Javonte Green is somebody we're going to talk about in small forward, but just let it be known that he is interesting. And Proctor could get some extra minutes at 3K. He is a little bit of has a little interest. Small forward, we got Merrill, Tumani Kamara, and Knuppel. My issue with Kamara, I don't hate it. I just think he's a 5-6x play. It's very unlikely he's going 7, 8, 9x. So he won't kill your lineup. These guys, have a reason to make some lineups, but by all means, he's not a must play. And I'm fine coming in under 21% owned on him. Norm Powell, 6,500. We talked about Javonte Green, 4,300. There's no Oscar Thompson. Cade Cunningham, super questionable. Jalen Duren, super questionable. Without Thompson, he played 38 minutes in an OT game, but still played 38 minutes. I think it's likely he's getting 30 plus minutes. He's at 4,300. He's been solid fantasy point per minute. I would rather go him to a chalky Lonzo Ball at very similar prices. So different positions, but he's low owned, and I think there's more ceiling than Ball. So I'm fine to go Javonte here. And let's get on over to small forward on DraftKings. Knuppel, Wade, Brown. Wade's 4,100. He's going to play, but he's just such a low fantasy point per minute producer that I have a real hard time going to a chalky Dean Wade. I'm sorry. Rather go to guys like Craig Porter or Sam Merrill that have some upside. Jaylen Brown makes all the sense in the world. I'm fine going to a ton of Jaylen. You're going to be able to pay up for some spots today. Don't mind that one whatsoever. Now, power forward on FanDuel, we got Jared Allen at 6,500. With no Mobley, he is a smash. It's also an easier spot with no Bam Adebayo on the other side. Likely plays big-time minutes, and there's a big ceiling. So I'm fine going there. Kamara, Wade, we covered. Denny at 8,700. I'm fine having plenty of Denny. Man has been on a mission. Pretty much a lock for 40, but has that high 50s ceiling. Yeah, I'm good to go there. I don't feel like you have to either, though. Same with Miles Bridges. These two plays are extremely similar. Miles Bridges, though, doesn't have LaMelo, doesn't have Brandon Miller, so some more pass to him being needed. Khalil Ware at 6,600. No Mobley hurts that defense on the other side big time, and Ware has a giant ceiling. So I do like that play at 6,600. John Collins, 5,100, is a slam play in my eyes. He's been 1.07-ish points per minute for, most of his career. He's going to get 30 minutes-ish. Not the best spot in the world versus Denver, but it's not a bad one. At least it's in LA, not in Denver, where Denver is just much, much better. But all in all, Collins, I would say his floor is 5x, whereas ceiling, is kind of 10x. He can hit 50. It's just extremely rare. I'd say his ceiling more likely 8, 9x, but it's a good play, and not many people are going there. And Wemby, we're going to be able to pay up very easily. And with him being center or power forward, I absolutely love it. 570 burgers in a short season, and Golden State's not the biggest team in the world, so blocks, steals, all that are definitely able to happen versus that team. Power forward on DraftKings. Denny, Wade, Bridges, we covered them all. I've said in chat that I hoped Whitmore would play some extra minutes. He has. He's played 29 minutes the last 2 games, and my man has been crushing. Hopefully he does that versus old team in Houston. So if you want to go revenge narrative, here it is for you. And on to the center spot. We got Jared Allen. It's an obvious one. Jokic, an obvious one. Where we talked about, Wemby we talked about. Jalen Duren is questionable, but if he plays at 8,200, he is in a smash spot versus the Bulls, and he has been just on a mission. 41, 51, 51, 55, 51, 49. I'm fine staying in the flames with Jalen Duren. The one aspect, though, it is an ankle that's bothering him, which you obviously need if you're trying to jump high and move quick, which is a strong point of him at center. So that is my one worry there. And then we got to talk about John Collins, like him. Miles Turner, 6,300. There's no Giannis. This is a very winnable matchup still without Giannis. Turner could get extra usage here, so very interested in him. But I also think you need to be interested in my man Bobby Portis, who years prior, if Giannis is out, he is a slam dunk. We just haven't seen the upside from him this year. He's been playing decent minutes, though, and he goes from like a 0.93 guy to like a 1.1 fantasy point producer, has that ability, and it's a very good matchup. So don't sleep on Bobby Portis here. I think he's an interesting pivot at very low ownership. We just got to wait and see what Milwaukee's doing. If he's sliding into the starting lineup, I would be hammering Portis personally. On to center on DraftKings, Allen, Sengun, Wemby. Sengun, 9,300. He's been money right around 50 consistently and has a huge ceiling. That's going to do it for us today, guys. Please come join us at LionStar. $39.99 per month gets you access to all we do, the props, the DFS. You get it all one low price. Have a good one. Talk to y'all later. Please like, comment, and